person through good character and caring and commitment and courage. All these words that begin with a C, and she'll tell you the story behind all that. So I want you to give Jen Kronberger. She is a friend of mine. She is an author. She is a motivational speaker. She has been a coach. She is the coach to some professional baseball players, a motivational coach for them. So she knows what she's doing when she needs to motivate people, and she's going to motivate you today to be better people than you already are, okay? So with a Peirce welcome, Jen Kronberger.
Good morning. All right, we already did that, so we don't have to do it again. If I trip over this, someone will pick me up, right? I heard that. Oh, you're so smart. That's why I come here. All right. It's Monday. You like Mondays? No. I'm gonna share a little secret. You ready? Here's a little secret. Monday's my favorite day of the week. I don't know, maybe you'll figure it out as I talk to you this morning. See, here's the other piece to that. There's not a day in the week that I don't like. Oh, he said. Oh. We'll get back to that later. I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you. I'm going to ask for 2 things from you, okay? Can you give me those? Although they said yes, you don't even know what they are yet. Number 1 is you're going to listen as best as you can. And I'm going to have you, hopefully following me along and doing a couple things with me. So you should be all right. I promise I won't put you to sleep. We're not here very long. And the second thing is, I want you to listen today with an open mind and an open heart. Can you do that? Can you do that? Really just listen? Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, so here's a little bit of my story, just so you kind of have an idea of why I'm here. What am I doing here? What am I talking about? Again, my name is Jen Kronberger, and I have been a coach. I coached softball. Any softball players in the room? Ooh, all right, shout out to you. I coached softball. I played softball, and I'll take it back a little bit to when I played. I played my whole life. And my senior year in high school, I was being recruited to go to college for a scholarship to play softball. And I ended up in a car accident. Yeah, I get those looks a lot. Oh, bless you. But here's what happened. I messed up both my knees. I couldn't play at that level. However, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Why? Because I think it made me who I am today. And I live from a different perspective, I coach from a different perspective, I teach from a different perspective, and I'm hopefully, in the short time we have today, going to share a little bit of that perspective with you. So I went on after school, and I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. So I ended up going back into sports, and I became a coach. And I coached high school softball, and I coached college softball, and I realized that there was a lot more to the game than just the physical stuff. So I went back to school and I got another degree in sports psychology. Big term for just talking about this stuff when you're playing. And I started to work with athletes from all levels. Young people, old people, and everybody in between. And I got to work with some professional athletes who really showed me that we all deal with the same stuff. We all deal with the same stuff. You've seen baseball players on TV, right? Okay, maybe gone to a game or 2, pro baseball players. Guess what? They get nervous too. They do. They get nervous too when they play. Do you ever get nervous when you do anything? Anyone? Raise your hand. High and proud. Yeah, I get nervous too. Okay? Good. Good for you. You know what nerves are? Do you know what it is, really? Anyone? It's called adrenaline. It's your energy. That's all it is. It's actually not a bad thing. It's a good thing. We call them what? Butterflies, right? Right? We call them butterflies. The trick is to get those butterflies to fly in formation. How do we do that? I'm going to share a couple things with you today that might give you that too. So throughout my life, I've realized a couple things are extremely critical, and I call them the 5 C's. And they're different C's depending on where I am and who I'm talking to and what I'm doing, but the ones I picked for you today, hopefully you'll walk out of this door with just a little bit different perspective. And you might think about things a little bit more, because I know I do now. And it's changed my life. So the first C I'm going to talk about is the word character. Not cartoon character, but character. Having good character. Anybody know what that means? Oh, what you got for me? I love that. Being who you are. What's your name? Jack. Thank you, Jack. Jack says being who you are. I love that answer. What else? What's having good character? Someone else. Give me another one. Go ahead.
Identity.
Oh, identity. I love it. What's your name? Deirdre. Deirdre said identity. Good. What else? Give me one more. Oh.
Personality.
Personality. Okay, good. Personality. What's your name? Steven. Steven says personality. Yes, all of these things are true. Okay? We talk about who you are. It's who you are, right? Here's how I like to identify good character. Good character. It's who you are and what you do when no one's watching. Or, I like to add, when everyone's watching. You don't change who you are, right? Every year at Christmas time, I speak at the University of Tennessee Christmas camp. They invite me down to speak there. And I talk about the mental game with a whole bunch of campers that come through. And I remember this about 2 years ago, I was talking about my 5 C's. And I started with the word character, as I always do, because I think that's where it begins, with who you are. And I asked the question, what's character? And I think I got the best answer I've ever heard in that room that day. The little girl was 7 years old. Front row, second seat. You got the magic seat. And she sat there, and she raised her hand when I asked, and I walked over to her and I said, okay, tell me, what's character? And she put her hand right down, her eyes got big. I thought, uh-oh, she's gonna cry. She looked scared. But then with this sweet, soft, gentle little voice, she looked up at me and she said, when you see a piece of trash, you pick it up? And I said, yes. Yeah, I high-fived her. I said, that's it, you got it. Why? What does that mean? It's about doing the right thing. It's about being the right person. And that's where it starts. Because see, it's not just about picking up a piece of trash, is it? It's about doing the little bit extra. It's about going out of your way today to make someone else smile. Maybe someone you don't even know. Maybe someone you don't talk to. Maybe saying hello when you normally don't. That's character. That's character, doing just a little bit extra. Being that person. So that's C number 1. C number 2, I'm going to talk a little bit about communication. Communication, because this is a big piece of our lives today, isn't it? Communication both in person, communication, how else do we communicate? Texting, how else? Email, how else? We could probably stand here all day and list them all, right? How else? Say it again. Sign language, beautiful, good. How else? Spanish, okay, we can list every language, right? Okay. How else? On the phone. Letter. Oh, the old letter. Have you ever written a letter? Excellent. Oh, we still have pen pals. I love that. I think there's a lost art to writing a letter. Maybe that's a topic for another day, but thank you. That was a good one. Instagram. Here we go. Here we go. Facebook. Come on, rattle them off. Twitter. Oh, she said that. Pinterest. Tumblr. Okay, I'm not gonna be an advertisement for social media. However, we could list them all, right? We could list them all. Yes, this is how we communicate today. What about good old face-to-face, eye-to-eye conversation? You're like, what's that? Oh my gosh, what does that mean? Is that a new social media platform I never heard of? What is that? Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? That we can actually sit here and say, hey, what's up? How are you? Good. Was that painful? No. Okay, good. Yeah, communication, but see, here's what happens, and I'm going to share something with you that I think is really, really important. Things get lost in translation, don't they? How many times have you texted a friend and they took your text wrong? Me too. Raise them high and proud. Oh yeah, oops. It's not what I meant. There's no tone of voice in a text message. You don't know how I'm saying it, right? How many of you have ever said, I see smiles? Yeah, that just happened to me this morning. Right? Okay? So there's a lot that gets lost. I think we are one of the most connected societies ever, yet at the same time possibly the most disconnected. What do you think about that? Yeah. I got a thumbs up over there. So how do we fix that? I think it's simple. I think we get back to saying, hey, how are you? What's up? Face-to-face, eye-to-eye. How many of you say, oh, I hate confrontation? I hate confrontation, I'm not going there. I'm not going to talk to somebody when I don't like confrontation. Well, here's what I've learned. Confrontation, if you really just break down the word, it's not a negative. We, as human beings, give it negative connotation. We make it negative, right, with our emotions. Oh, confrontation is scary. No, confrontation is to confront. That's it. To communicate face-to-face, head-on, an issue, and to talk about it. So I'm going to give you a quick example, and I need some help. I need two brave souls. And notice I said brave. You better be brave. Uh-oh, I don't know. I got that. I'm kind of brave. All right, come on up. Oh, yeah, you. All right, come on up. Okay, well, you're going to follow along, and you're going to see if you would have done the same thing. Okay. Are you ready? Are you sure? You don't know what you're in for. Okay, you need to stand on your head and gargle peanut butter. Can you do that? How do you know? Have you ever tried? Oh, that's another topic for another day. I said, can you do that? They said, no. Have you tried? No. I'll come back, we'll talk about that another time. Okay, I'm gonna give you this. What's your name? Erica. Erica's gonna take that. What's that? Okay, remember what pencil is, that's good. Okay, you're gonna face the wall. And you're going to lean there so that you sit there like you're gonna draw. Make believe you're gonna draw. You're gonna come over here with me. What's your name? Kirsten. Okay, Kirsten. I got something for you in my pocket. Are you ready? Stand over here. Now you're gonna face away from Erica. You guys can't look at each other, okay? You got it, Erica? No peeking. You're gonna take this. I'm gonna show the audience now. No, you know what? I'm not gonna show you because I want you to try to see if you can figure it out. I'm not gonna show you. Shh! Don't tell anyone if you saw it. Okay, don't show anyone. Don't show. Don't show. Okay. Are y'all right over there? Thank you for laughing. I paid her to do that. Okay, you ready? I'm just kidding. Here's what you're going to do. Actually, I'm going to come over here so people can hear you with the microphone. You are going to explain to her how to draw that without telling her what it is. So you have to just tell her how to move the pen or the pencil on the paper. You cannot explain shapes or anything like that. You got it? Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Start in the middle of your page.
Okay, go ahead.
Start bring her back to the middle of the paper and draw another arc shape to the same spot at the bottom of the paper.
Anything else? Nope. That's all you get, Erica. Sorry. Okay? All right, let's see how we did. All right. Okay, you know what? This is amazing. It's not right, but it's amazing. Okay, here's what Erica drew. I know you can't see back there. I'm going to tell you, it looks like a horseshoe. Doesn't it? It's actually kind of cool. Good job. You absolutely listened to directions, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. Now, can you tell? Hold on. I'm going to give you this back because you're going to do one more. Okay. You ready? Now, tell her how to draw that like you normally would.
Okay.
What would you say? Easy. Draw up. Draw a heart. Erica, draw a heart. Let me see it. Yep, that's a heart. Show the audience. And that's a heart. All right, give them a round of applause. Okay, so, whoa. Let's talk about that real quick. So what just happened? Now, did she explain exactly what she was supposed to do on the paper? Yeah, right? I thought she did a pretty good job, don't you? She said, do this, do that, bring the arc down to the center of the paper, right? She did a pretty good job. Did you do anything wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. You listened to exactly what she said and you did it. So what does this show you? What does this tell you? Beautiful. Communication, you can't always get your point across. We all see things from a different perspective, right? Don't we? Why? Why is that? Beautiful. We all have different characteristics, right? We all, what's your name? Charlie? Awesome. Right on the head. So here's the deal. Ready? We all kind of look out of what I like to call different belief windows. We all have different beliefs. We've all been brought up differently. We all have different family structures. We all come from maybe different areas. We all maybe have different backgrounds on 1,000 different levels. So we see things from a different perspective. So when we say to someone, oh, well, this is what I feel and this is what I mean, and they don't automatically understand, are they necessarily doing it wrong? No. You know what that comes back to? We just need to learn how to communicate better. Right? We need to speak each other's language. When she said, Erica, draw a heart, oh, I know what that is. Right? So learning each other and understanding that, you know what, even if we have different perspectives, it doesn't make us wrong. It doesn't make us wrong. Make sense? Good job. Okay, the third C. The third C. I'm going to call choice. Choice. What does it mean to make a choice? To make a decision, right? What else? Is that what you're going to say? Yeah? To do one thing instead of another one. Okay, good. Okay? What else?
Make up your mind.
Yeah, make up your mind. Is that hard to do sometimes? To make up your mind? How many of you struggle with, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. Or you go to the restaurant and it takes you a half hour to order. Guys, guess what? This is not your last meal. You'll eat again. That's what my friends tell me all the time because I do the same thing. Oh, do I want this or do I want that? You might eat again tomorrow. You can have that tomorrow. But you know what's funny? Sometimes we make our choices on stuff like that seem so big. Oh my gosh, this is such a huge choice, when really it's food. And then sometimes the big choices we don't really think about, right? So finding a little bit of perspective. And here's what I want everybody to do, each one of you. I want you to think back to something, a time, that someone said something to you that has stuck with you. Think back to a time when someone said something, positive or negative, it's okay, either way, but it has stuck with you. It has stuck with you. And I'm going to share mine in just a minute. We all have one, and I want you to be really, really aware of that. We can say one thing that can affect someone else's life forever. One thing, and we might not see it as a big deal, right? Draw the arc down to the middle of the page. We might not see it as a big deal. But guess what? To someone else, it might be a big deal. So this is where we want to be careful with the choices we make. We want to make sure that we watch what we say and how we say it. That we remember, you know what, if I was in their shoes, that might not make me feel good either. And sometimes we just have to stand at the other side and see what it looks like from their angle. So I'm going to talk about fourth C, courage. Courage. What does it mean to have courage? Good. Beautiful. Having the strength to say something or do something. Even when, somebody finish that statement, even when it might be hard. You got it. Courage comes from the Latin word cor, which means heart. It's kind of cool, right? Heart. To come from here. Imagine if every day, everything we did, we came from here. From our heart. Having courage means to tell your story with your whole heart. That means not being afraid. Not being afraid. Raising your hand anyway, even if you're scared. Even if you think you might have the wrong answer. You don't always have to be right. Having courage also means standing up for what you believe in. Even if you're the only one standing. That's a lesson I've learned a long time ago, and it's something that I take with me every single day. When I see something and it's wrong, I stand up for that. And when I see something that's right, I stand up for that. Having courage sometimes means doing the right thing even if you're the only one. And that's okay. So I'm going to spend a couple minutes on my last C as we end. And I'm going to talk to you about the word communication. Sorry, we did that. The word confidence. The word confidence. Why? Because I think it's critical to everything we do in our lives. How many of you, sitting in this room with me, have ever suffered from low confidence? I'm raising my hand really high. Look around you. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not the only one. Remember what I told you about pro baseball players? Well, guess what? They suffer from it too. What is confidence?
To believe in yourself?
Yeah, believing in yourself. Believing in yourself that you can do a thing, or a task, or a skill. Believing in yourself. Self-esteem, good. Yeah, that's another word we throw around in there, right?
Being brave about something?
Love it, being brave about something. Going back to courage, right? Okay, sometimes confidence is hard to explain, but you're going to show me. Everybody stand up quietly as you can. Okay, as quietly as you can. And here's what I want you to do. You ready? I'm going to get up here so I can see you. All right. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand just where you are, like a confident person would stand. Wow, y'all look good. They look awesome. Are you kidding me? This might be the best room I've ever seen. I've done this for years. Okay. Now, very good. I want you to stand like a not so confident person would stand. Okay. Okay. All right, that was pretty pathetic. That's pretty good. Go back to confident, please. You look better that way. All right, not so confident. Confident, this is like where I like to be a puppeteer. Not so confident. Confident. Okay, beautiful. Sit down. Thank you. Okay, ready? Here's the $1 million question of the day. Oh, I want $1 million. Here it is. Ready? Can you hear me? Here's the question. You ready? Is confidence a choice? Shout it out. Yeah! Excellent. God, you guys are smart. It must be Monday morning. Yeah, oh no, not back to that. Yeah, confidence is a choice. Why? Why did you say that automatically? Why did you know that? Tell me, Jack. We have a choice in life. Beautiful. What did you guys just show me? When I said stand like a confident person stands, what did you do? Where'd your head go? Where'd your shoulders go? Beautiful. When I said stand like a not so confident person, your head went, shoulders went, you all passed. Okay, so here's my question. Here's my question. If confidence is a choice, what are we choosing? And that's for you to answer yourself. What am I choosing? Because here's my quick story. When I was in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, middle school, I was always the tallest person in my class. Pretty tall. Okay? Anybody can relate? I was always the tallest girl, right? My 8th grade picture looked like this. Ready? There's Jen. I was the heartbeat. I was always the head sticking out of the crowd. That was me. And guess what, guys? I hated it. When I was your age, I hated being tall. I hated it. Why? Because one person told me one day when I was in 6th grade, you're too tall. That was it. They weren't really trying to be mean. They were kind of pointing out the obvious. Wow, you're too tall. That stuck with me for years. Stuck with me for years. I thought, oh my gosh, I need to shrink. All of my friends, of course, were shorter than me, so I'd walk around and I'd stand like this. I walked around with my head down. Why? Because I was scared. Because I wasn't confident. Because someone told me I was too tall. Silly, right? Can I change my height? I don't think so. I have no control over it. But I gave it so much attention, even though I had no control over it. Silly. Now I love being tall. Every time I go to the grocery store, there's always some little old lady who can't reach the top shelf, and I run over, can I help you? I got this. It's kind of cool now. But see, when I was your age, I didn't have a lot of confidence. And if you would have told me back then, when I was sitting in these seats for assemblies just like this, that I'd be the one up here doing this, I would have told you were crazy. There was no way. How many of you are scared to speak in front of the room? How many of you, this is like, not feeling so good about it? Come on up here with me real quick. Yes, you. Come here. Did you hear everyone? Sitting right here next to me. What's your name? Emily. This is Emily, everybody. Give her a round of applause. Okay, Emily, I want you to look out there. Do you see all of those faces? Is that scary? Yeah, it is kind of scary, right? Although they look pretty good. Now, notice most of these faces are doing one thing. What are they doing?
Smiling.
They are smiling. Very good. How do you know you're not facing that way? They're smiling, right, Emily? So, you know what they're thinking right now? You don't know? I'm going to tell you what they're thinking right now. They're saying, oh, thank goodness that's not me. That's all they're thinking about. They're not looking at you saying, oh, Emily. They're saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad she didn't pick me. What does that tell you?
I'm not the only one who doesn't like being in front of people.
High five. Give her a round of applause. Look me in the eyes and tell me if it was that hard. It wasn't that hard, right? Because you're about to go back and sit down. We just had a moment. Good job, Emily. That's what it took. It took someone bringing me up to the front of the room and saying, you can do this. Because sometimes we just need someone else to believe in ourselves, even if we don't. And I know in this wonderful place you got a lot of those people. I know that. That's why I'm here. Because I believe in that. So as you walk out the door today, I want you to take with you something that we talked about. I want you to take with you what it means to be the right person, what it means to have good character, to maybe go out of your way just one time for somebody else, without anything in return. To make good choices, to remember why it's so important to communicate as best you can, and to not make assumptions about what other people are saying. That confrontation isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing. And that we need always to have the courage to stand up for what we believe in, even if we're the only ones standing. Because confidence is a choice. And you choose it every single time. You choose to stand tall and to look the world in the eyes, or you choose to slump and put your head down as you walk through the hall. That's a choice, and you can make that every single day. So I want to say thank you for having me today. Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me again for speaking. Those are all such important lessons, and you know that I'm with you for 3 years, and you don't have to look very far to find somebody who believes in you, maybe when you don't believe in yourself. By the time you leave here to go to Henderson High School, you will believe in yourselves as much as I do, and as much as Jen does, and as much as your teachers do, and as much as all the principals do. So you're in a good place to be confident. I want to see you today walking around, not silly like, but walk around with true confidence, because that really is where it starts. Fake it till you make it. Just fake it till you make it. You don't know. People don't know if you're walking tall and you really believe it or not. Walk tall. Right now we have a few minutes to ask Jen some questions. So I'm going to field them for her because I know your names. And then we'll get back, we're going to take about 3 or 4, then we have to get back to first period, get your stuff, and go to second. Hold on.
Oh, excellent. Glad you remembered. Why do I like Mondays so much? Well, first of all, I get to do fun things like this. I'm here with you, so how would I hate that, right? I actually, on my way here, well, right before I left my house, I had a couple minutes to spare, and of course I was looking at Facebook, right? And I found so many of my friends, oh, it's Monday. Yuck, Monday. I hate Monday. One specifically said, I can quote it. And I thought, wow, isn't that sad? Sad. Because you know what? Any day I get up and I get to share with people, I love it. I love it. And that's a choice, isn't it? It's a choice. So I make that choice consciously to love Mondays. Acrobatics.
Flip around and
I gotta talk to you.
Can I get these sponges? Where should you so fast? But we walk fast.
We're over there.
Whose class? Mr. Chamberlain.
Oh, hi.
I'll be in Dr. Barker. Good morning.
I can do a back.
Hey, it's not a good idea to do that. Elena, I'm pretty sure you cannot do acrobatics.
Oh, this is over at 9.
You can walk.
So,
You're walking right now.
Yeah.
It's been hurting. So I'm going to the